It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night, I should be sleeping like a log. But when I get home to you, I find the things that you do will make me feel alright. You know I work all day.
The crazy thing about this new series is that they didn't do what other shows would do. First of all, they added closure, which you don't see in a lot of TV shows like that try to do like a running theme. Like Power Rangers just has a new bad guy coming in all the time.
They
Dragon Ball Z constantly has people getting stronger. Samurai Jack never even got to finish whatever the
Dude,
fuck
that's a damn
doing.
shame. I'm pretty sure that would have concluded if it had the chance.
But what would have happened after though?
Good question.
Does it really
What
matter?
are they gonna do? And they just have to repeat it. But Legend of Korra, which is the sequel to Avatar: The Last Airbender, completely made a new TV show that's
The opposite. It's
Yeah.
the opposite in a lot of ways. Like, one, the protagonist is the complete opposite. Aang in the first one is peaceful, he's spiritual, pacifist. Korra is outgoing. She's super just like headstrong, aggressive, not very spiritual. It's also an opposite in the sense that like in the first series, they traveled all around the world, the setting constantly changing.
Yeah.
And in this one, really, it's just Republic City. It's just one location. And I mean, another difference is the fact that like, the first series was, because it was so long, because there were 60 episodes?
something like that. Yeah.
Because there was something like 60 episodes, like, it was very character driven. Like, they could dedicate entire episodes to characters, whereas this one, it's 8 episodes in, and the plot has already taken so many turns, but never in a cheesy or forced sort of way. So it's really story driven and thematically like driven as opposed to character driven. So it really is the opposite in just almost every conceivable way.
Yeah, in terms of themes and like what's going on like politically and philosophically. The first one, the Avatar had been gone for 100 years, and so people wanted him back.
You know, the bad guys are initially presented as like the equalists, the non-benders, but let's break it down for a second. Like in the city council, there is not a single non-bender present. In law enforcement, there are no non-benders. I mean, really, like in the power structure, like in these spaces, there's no non-bender representation. So it is a legitimate problem. And later on in the series, as we see, like having non-benders like put beneath benders becomes a huge problem for them, and they are more directly oppressed and like rounded up, put in camps, stuff like that. So it's a legitimate problem, but then at the same time, the means that these equalists use are not the best means.
It's not the best means, but at the same time, like there is one episode where Korra joins a squad to try to crush down these equalist movements, and the people that are trying to learn the martial art to block people's bending are just regular people that are being actually oppressed.
And just trying to learn some self-defense.
Yeah. So like what like with all this corruption going on, like what choices are these, even though it's by the wrong means, it's kind of like the same principle that like African Americans had in like Watts or in the
You've been held down for so long.
yeah, like you just violence isn't the way to respond, but like what
else is there? Like if you have to choose
options
between
have?
violence or just taking it, you're not going to take it, and you shouldn't be expected to. But at the same time, like the equalists want to purge all non-benders, which is where the problem lies.
I'm 5 episodes into
The first series.
the first, Look Water.
Jesus Christ. Oh man.
Hey, to be fair, I only had him like onto it like about a week ago.
Right now, this is like what you're telling me right now is like if somebody went to Disneyland and we're like, oh, how do you like it so far? Like, oh, I haven't been on any of the rides. I just went on the teacups. That's basically what you're telling me right now.
But at least he's not like criticizing it at this point.
No,
He's just saying how far in he is.
No, I'm just like admiring
good.
like that newness to it.
It's
like,
been really good.
Baby.
It's been really good what I've seen. David's even shown me a few episodes from other seasons.
Oh yeah.
I showed him the bloodbending one to get him.
Well, when you just went, I loved Book of Water. That's the reason I kept watching the show. I started watching the show when it was still water. Looking back on it, dude, it's not that it's not a good.
But comparatively
compared to
speaking.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, basically, it's just like, dude, the second 2 seasons just crap all over it.
Seriously, it's not even a contest at all.
I'm looking forward to it.
For the last Airbender, but
It made back.
I'm hoping
It made back its budget.
But just barely.
Just barely. It made back its budget. Normally, in Hollywood, break even means sequel because like we can still milk this.
Yeah, but they were also expecting it to just like skyrocket, like be very, very successful in sales, but it wasn't. Like it met its
Goal.
like goal, but
Yeah.
like it didn't meet
And
like,
I don't
everyone's
think
goals.
I don't think it impressed enough people that it's gonna like sell merchandise and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think most kids that are fans of the show are gonna buy
The cartoon
the
stuff.
cartoons. One like the beginning and end alone were a movie, and then all the middle stuff were like. But you can't do a movie without the middle stuff.
Yeah.
You can't go from Southern Water Tribe to Northern Water Tribe, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, like that was their whole journey. I mean, especially because then there'd be no development, he wouldn't be developing the skills,
Yeah.
any self-realization, or like anything.
Anything. Not that they did that anyway, but you know what I mean? It's like,
Hypothetically.
yeah, hypothetically speaking.
And you know what the saddest part is to me? Like, okay, I would understand if it were like a Michael Bay figure. I mean, like Michael Bay, he understands that he's just having a CGI fest and he's just not the biggest artist out there. But M. Night Shyamalan legitimately thinks he's a genius. He legitimately thinks that people just didn't appreciate his vision. And that to me is like depressing. Like, how are you that
Into yourself.
delusional into yourself? I mean, the guy's a dipshit, man. The guy's just a dipshit.